I now have a pet cockroach named Jim. Alright, what is going on, guys? I'm your host here, Unspeakable Gaming, and today we're going to be taking a look at an awesome and crazy mod. This is going to be the Lots of Mobs mod. It is absolutely a crazy mod. It is going to add tons and amazing stuff into your Minecraft world, and the crafting recipes and all that stuff, and to get to know this mod, it's actually really easy to figure out. Most mods you'll be completely lost. You'll be like, how do I craft this, how do I craft that? But this mod is actually really simple. You won't even need my crafting recipes because most of them are going to be extremely simple, but some of them you might need them. But anyways, let's go ahead and jump right into it. So obviously, if you're in creative, you're going to go over one page, and here is going to be all your stuff that comes with it. So you're going to have your food, your armor, your items, your tools, your blocks, your flowers, and your Lots of Mobs DNA items. And then if you go back one page, and then you go down here, you're going to have all of these spawner eggs for these beautiful looking things. And over here, you don't really have anything else added, and everything else in your normal Minecraft creative is pretty much exactly the same. Most of your new stuff is going to be over here. So anyways, let's go ahead and jump straight into it. So obviously, when you kill all these mobs, they're going to give you lots of different awesome things. And like my cockroach over here, I don't know where my cockroach went, but you can actually tame some of the mobs. You can ride them. You can do awesome and crazy stuff with them. And there'll also be these eggs that drop randomly out of nowhere. Like this egg, I did not set this here. When I spawned in my world, this was actually here. Like, it's weird. I don't know if something's gonna pop out of this egg someday. I have no idea. But anyways, moving on, let's go ahead and show y'all some of the stuff that all the animals will drop. So some of this stuff, all this meat right here, is what the mobs will drop when you kill them. So right here we have raw lion meat, and then you have mammoth meat, and you have raw mammoth meat, penguin meat, all this stuff. You pretty much get the point. And then obviously, if it's raw, you can cook it in a furnace and it will give you the actual meat that's not raw, and it is pretty much safe to eat. And then the armor over here, to craft all this stuff, is going to be really simple, just like you would craft normal stuff. So for example, on the amber right here, you're going to need to get some of this amber, and that you can craft all the amber armor right there. And then the amber tools, you would need to do the same thing, but you would also need a dinosaur bone. And obviously, to get a dinosaur bone, you're gonna have to kill some types of dinosaurs. And once you get this dinosaur bone, you will craft this amber sword just like normal, with dinosaur bone acting as a stick and the amber acting as iron ingots or diamonds, for example. And the amber sword is actually 8+ attack damage. There's 1 more attack damage than a diamond sword, so that is pretty crazy, and it's pretty simple. And then the deer fur right here, obviously you're going to take all that and you can craft the furry armor. And obviously, how do you get a deer fur? Well, you're obviously going to kill the deer, right? So as you can see, this mod is pretty simple to operate. And obviously, to craft the dinosaur skin armor, you're obviously going to need dinosaur skin. How are you going to get dinosaur skin? You're obviously going to kill a dinosaur. So obviously, as you can see, it is pretty simple, pretty easy mod to use, in my opinion. And then here we have some of the Easter eggs. These are actually what the bunnies are going to lay down. So my misunderstanding, as you can see, this is actually not a egg that something's going to spawn out of. These are actually going to be Easter eggs that bunnies lay down, and I did not know that until I just looked at that, so that's pretty cool. And obviously, you're going to have some of these new ores and blocks. These are going to be from different dimensions, and I will show y'all how to get to those different dimensions, so it is pretty sweet. And some of the things on this mod are actually not available. Like, for example, here's a spear, and a spear is going to be kind of like a bow, and as you can see, the texture's messed up on it, and it actually does not work. So if we go to a cow, and as you can see, it's not going to work. And I'm M creative, so it should give me the bows and stuff, even though I'm in creative. But as you can see, it doesn't work. I don't know. I mean, the textures are messed up and stuff like that, so it's kind of weird. And then here you're going to have your portal time machine and your portable ice portal and your portable time machine. So the portable time machine, when you click anything on the ground, is going to send y'all back a few ages into the dinosaur age, and that's where all the dinosaurs are going to be in your world. Obviously, the dinosaurs are not going to spawn in your normal world unless you spawn them. And yeah, so that's going to send y'all back to the dinosaur age, and that is pretty sweet. And then the portable ice portal, that's going to send you to the ice age, kind of like the movie Ice Age. So that is also going to be pretty sweet. Obviously, you're going to find all your ice animals there. So it's kind of like the movie Ice Age, if you've ever seen that. So anyways, let's go ahead and get into all the new mobs, because that's pretty sure what y'all came to see is all the new mobs that have added in. So obviously there's going to be a ton of them. You're going to have camels, fishies, narwhals, whales, gorillas, bears, winter deers, birds, penguins, all this stuff, snakes. So let's go ahead and just start spawning them in and show y'all what y'all are like. So obviously here's going to be a snake, and most of these are actually going to hurt you. So if I go into game mode 0, most of these things will actually hurt you. As you can see, he is giving me some damage right there. So let's go ahead and go back into game mode 1 before he kills me. And most of these things that are dangerous in real life are going to hurt you in your game. So for example, if you spawn a bear in, obviously don't think the bear is all friendly. He is going to hurt y'all. So actually the T-Rex right here, this is a T-Rex obviously, and this is only going to be in the dinosaur age if you use the time portal to get in there. But obviously this T-Rex is actually going to kill you in one hit. So you definitely want to stay away from these guys. If I go into survival right now, he will kill me in one hit, and I don't want that to happen. So obviously if you kill the T-Rex, if we go ahead and kill him, I'm going to go ahead and grab the Amber Sword because it does 8 attack damage instead of what the Diamond Sword does. And let's go ahead and switch over into, actually no, I'm into the weather. Let's go do clear the weather so we don't have that any messed up. So if we go ahead and kill the dinosaur, obviously he didn't drop anything. Okay, that's very unusual. Let's see if we can get him to drop something again. Okay, maybe the Amber Sword doesn't let you drop stuff. Okay, let me try Diamond Sword. Let me see what a Diamond Sword does. Okay, so I'm gonna kill him, and okay, yeah, he just dropped some dinosaur skin, and he dropped the dinosaur bones. So you can use the dinosaur bones to craft your all your amber tools right here, and then the dinosaur skin to craft the dinosaur armor. So that is pretty cool. Anyways, moving on, let's go ahead and see what other mobs we have in store for us. We have an Eskimo, and these guys are actually pretty cool. They're going to be these kind of guys in your Minecraft world that are basically going to be in the Ice Age, and they're basically going to be these little Eskimo guys that walk around and kind of do their own thing. So they are pretty cool. And what do you kill them? I don't think you might get some stuff if you kill them. Okay, so if you kill them, you're going to get just raw beef. So that's pretty sweet. And then we have our little snake over here that's just kind of chilling. Let's go ahead and kill him and see what we get. I don't want to hit the ground on accident. Okay, so we are going to get some raw reptile right there. So that's pretty cool. You might want to cook that and eat it up, and that might be a good dinner. So here's going to be a caveman, and his textures are missing. I do not know why. So let's go ahead and get rid of him, see what he drops. He's going to drop a dino chest plate and raw beef. I don't know if the dino chest plate changes if you kill him. Like if you find another one and kill him, I wonder if it changes. I have no idea. And then here's going to be a bird. I do not think you can ride the bird. No, you can't. I'm pretty sure you cannot ride the bird. I'm not 100% sure. Let's see if you can ride the bird. No, I don't think you can. If you can ride this bird, I don't think you can. But even if you could, it would be extremely hard to get on top of him. So let's go ahead and change the time back to normal, because we are going to spend quite a bit of time on this mod because it is a pretty big mod. So let's go ahead and spawn the whales in the ocean. Obviously, we're not going to spawn them on land. That would be just cruel. And here's going to be some of your whales. Let's spawn a few of them in, obviously. They are absolutely adorable. I am losing my manliness a little bit, but these guys are actually really freaking cool. And then when you kill them, if we go down and get some of his stuff, he's going to drop some raw whale, and he's going to drop 9 pieces, because obviously when you kill a whale, you're going to get a lot of meat. And here's a lion. Obviously, he is also going to be harmless, so if you go into survival, he will kill you. And then he's going to drop some deer fur and some raw lion. So what's next? Let's go ahead. Obviously, you get the point of all the mobs and what they drop. So let's go ahead and have some fun, and let's have some fun with some other cool and awesome mobs. So let's go ahead and look. I'm trying to look for ooh, a squirrel. Let's see. Okay, so the squirrel textures are a little messed up. That's probably because of him updating it to the new 1.6.2 update. Not 100% sure. Giraffe. Wow. Okay, that's pretty sweet. Can you ride him? No, you cannot ride him. Maybe, I wonder if you can get a saddle and you can ride him. I don't know. What's next? Ooh, a raptor. Obviously, this is going to be a dinosaur only in the dinosaur thing. So let's take a look at some of the dinosaurs. And here's a triceratops, so that's pretty cool. And let's go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and take a look at the dinosaurs, and we're gonna go ahead and go into the dinosaur age. So let's go ahead and take this time machine and let's click it on the ground just like that. And you're going to be spawned in this new area. It might be a little laggy when you first join in, and it was a little laggy for me, as you can see. And most of the chunks haven't loaded, so just give it a sec for that. And this is going to be your new world. This is going to be where all the dinosaurs are. Excuse this, it's loading. Just gotta give it a sec. But obviously, as you can see, you're gonna have some dinosaurs here, and obviously this land is going to be extremely dangerous, and this is going to be your new wood too. So the land is obviously going to be extremely dangerous because there's a ton of freaking dinosaurs on this land. I mean, why wouldn't it be dangerous? And obviously these are going to be your cavemen right here, because why would cavemen be in your normal Minecraft world? So let's see if we can find some T-Rex. Where are the T-Rex? T-Rex, I summon you to come upon me. I don't think we're going to see any today, but as you can see most of your dinosaur animals, and that is also pretty cool. So let's go ahead and get back to the normal world. How simply may you get back to the normal world? You're just going to right click the same way you got into this world, and it will spawn you back. It's not going to spawn you in the same area that you spawned in. You might have to fly back, which is kind of something that I hate, but oh well. I think we were over here when we started the mod showcase. I think we were over here, yeah. Okay, anyways, moving on, let's go ahead and look at the ice portal. So let's go ahead and go in here, and it's going to download the terrain. And are we stuck in something? Whoa, yep, we are stuck. We're stuck in the ground. Okay, that would have been bad if you were in survival. You would have suffocated. Okay, so let's go to the top. This is kind of weird. How far is the top? Okay, we are really far. Okay, yeah, we're in like the middle of a mountain. Okay, that is weird. So obviously this is going to be the ice biome, I guess you could say, or the ice dimension, or basically, in other words, the ice age. So here's going to be some of your Eskimos. These guys are pretty cool, pretty chill. And obviously this is going to have trouble loading again, as you can see. I don't know why these mobs, I mean, these dimensions have such trouble loading, but as you can see, this is going to be some of your mammoths. You're obviously going to have more new mobs as you go along. It's going to be kind of like the dinosaur age, but it's going to be an ice age, so that's pretty cool. And then let's go ahead and go back and let's finish off this mod review. And are we in the ground again? Are we really in the ground again? What the heck? Yep, we are. Okay, we're a few blocks underground, which is really unusual. What did I just say? Unusual? Okay, and then right here, this cacti on a stick. You are actually going to use this to control a camel. So you can actually ride camels, which is pretty cool. So here's going to be your camel. And then if you get on top of them just like that, you are now riding a camel. And to simply control them, you're going to use this cactus on a stick, which is pretty cool. And you craft it the same way you would craft a carrot on a stick, but you'd use a cactus. So it's not working too well. I guess these are a little slow. But if we simply get off, and yeah, that's simply how you get off. But that's how you're going to control them. And let's go ahead and take a look at some of the other stuff that we have. So here we're gonna have an Easter bunny, and he's gonna be the guy that lays all those freaking eggs around your Minecraft world, and I think it's really annoying, and it's really not normal. There, as you can see, there's an example of one of the eggs, and that one's kind of like floating on a piece of grass, which is actually, oh, there you go. Okay, I was like, it's floating, what the heck, that's weird. But I don't think those eggs really do anything. I think they're just there for show. And then let's go ahead and spawn Santa. Check this out. He's got his own little reindeer and stuff, and you can also ride in Santa's sleigh. So that is pretty freaking cool. And you can actually not really control anything. As you can see, I can't really control anything. He's going to ride by himself, but as you can see, I'm kind of heavy. And then when I get off, he kind of goes his own way. So that is pretty cool. That would be a really cool Christmas theme type thing if you were in Christmas. I don't know. And then here's going to be your lizard, and he's so freaking cute and fast, and like, oh my gosh, they're awesome. The lizards are absolutely amazing. But what else is my favorite animal besides a lizard? This is obviously my favorite mob. This is going to be a turtle. I absolutely am in love with turtles. And oops, I didn't mean to hurt you, buddy. I'm sorry. Have some friends. And turtles, I just love them. They're absolutely crazy. And Santa's just going around. He's like, oh, ho, 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 ho. I'm doing my own thing over here. But Anyways, let's go ahead and spawn a gorilla and see what these guys do. As you can see, they're going to be little tiny gorillas, and if you spawn different ones in, some of them might be smaller, but this is about going to be the biggest size they're going to get. They're not going to get any bigger than this. So obviously these gorillas can hurt you a little bit, so you might want to be aware. What is this? A Croc? Okay, so this is going to be like a little alligator, and ooh, he does not like the daylight. Maybe you might need to spawn him in water? Yeah, so I'm assuming he definitely needs some water to stay alive. So let's go ahead and take a look at the deer, the winter deer, the bear, and we'll take a look at 3 more things, then we'll end off the mod review. Let's take a look at the snake. Let's take a look at 1 more flying animal. I'm trying to look for the flying animal that, okay, there we go. I think we got them all. So here's going to be your deer and winter deer. Obviously, they're going to be pretty much the same thing, just different colors. So then here you're going to have your bear. Obviously, this guy is going to hurt you. So if you see one, you might want to back away from him. So he is going to do some damage. Here's going to be your little butterfly. They are pretty cool. And if you spawn in different ones, no, they do not change colors. But I think they're pretty cool. It would be pretty cool if you had a room full of butterflies and you took care of them. And I think that would be pretty sweet. So if we just spawn a ton of them, as you can see, they're just flying around everywhere. And here is going to be those big things that we saw when we went into the dinosaur world. This is going to be a Brontosaurus. I'm pretty sure I said that right. But as you can see, this is going to be one of those dinosaur things, and obviously it's going to be in the dinosaur age. And this is the dinosaur that I was looking for. This guy, you can actually fly. So you actually have no control over him, sadly, and I don't think you can control him unless you tame him. But otherwise, as you can see, I can pretty much fly this dinosaur, and whose dream isn't to fly a dinosaur? I mean, you always see those really cool dinosaur cartoon movies, and you're like, oh my gosh, what if I have one of those? And here you have one of those dinosaurs. So that is pretty cool, in my opinion, pretty sweet. And we're actually going to end off the mod review just like this, on a dinosaur. Let me go ahead and throw all these eggs down there. And so basically that is about it. I pretty much showed y'all most of the things y'all need to know. Like I said, this mod is pretty simple. To craft the stuff, it's pretty simple. To get the meat, it's pretty simple. And it's a really simple mod. But anyways, this is going to be about it for the Lots of Mobs mod showcase for Minecraft 1.6.2. If you enjoyed it, go ahead and definitely give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, I would definitely recommend it, because I do a lot of awesome stuff like this on my channel, and you don't want to miss out, and I definitely won't disappoint you. But that's going to be about it, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. I'm Unspeakable Gaming, and I will see you guys later. Peace.